morning, welcome back to my channel. It's Saturday the 18th of October 2025. I'm going to kick off as normal with what's for the basket, and this week it is Chip Shop curry sauce from Marks and Spencer's. It says it's great for dipping chips in, so I would imagine you can dip your Slimming World chips in it if you're so inclined. 1 sin per tablespoon, and the reviews on it are really good. So that's what I'm going to put in the basket this week, because my consultant is happy for us to put low sin things in the basket. And I think not A choices, because they would need to be chilled, but B choices. Right. This week I was in Morrison's and I went to get some of my Itsu katsu noodles. Is that what they're called, Joe?
Yeah, katsu curry.
Katsu curry noodles. New recipe. Now that always sparks an interest in me, because my old consultant used to say, if it sounds too good to be true, it will be too good to be true. And if it says a new recipe, check the sins, because often they've changed. Well, strangely enough, they have changed. This is the new version, new improved version. This is the old version. The old version was 1 sin a pot. The new one is 2 sins. Not a huge change, but enough to throw you off. The new version is actually about, 10 or 15 calories less than the old version. But there's more fat in the new version. So it's all swings and roundabouts for Slimming World. But just to be aware that things like this change all the time and you have to keep on top of it. Often I'll think, oh yeah, I know what sins are in that. And sometimes I'm wrong. So from 1 sin to 2 sins, the weight hasn't changed, just the ingredients. And that's what happens quite often with Slimming World. If you scan the new one, it's coming up at 2 sins. If you scan the old one, it's coming up as 1. But if you're just in the habit of thinking, I've had that before, you can sometimes be wrong. So that was handy for me this week, because Joe did actually scan it. Now, you know, I often bang on about fruit from Marks and Spencer's, and today I've got an example of why I say what I say. I was in Morrison's last week and again earlier this week, and I really like Smitten apples. And in Morrison's you get 4 for £1.75. Then yesterday we were in Marks and Spencer's, and they too have Smitten apples, but they're bigger. 4 for £2. Now I like big apples. I would have 2 of these. I need 3 of those to chop them up in a bowl and think I've got enough. Looking at the difference, there's 25 pence in the price difference. And some people might say, but you're getting the same apple, Jane. I would say this pack is 506 grams. This pack, for 25 pence more, is 731 grams. That's why I buy most of my fruit in Marks and Spencer's. It's far better value for money. If you like a small apple, that's okay. Go with the small apples or the kids' size apples, but I don't. I like a big, crisp apple. And from an economy point of view, these ones, 225 grams extra for 25 pence, are the better value. And I'll be honest with you, Marks and Spencer's fruit keeps better than anybody else's. I don't know how they do it. They probably have the best deals with farmers and buy the best produce, but their fruit keeps amazingly well. So yeah, Smitten apples, lovely. Right, Joe, I wrote down a few headers, didn't I?
Yeah, it's the question.
The question.
Are you too busy?
Yeah, got it. My Slimming World question this week is pointed at anybody watching this, but also pointed at me. Are you too busy to work the plan? I have to be really careful to just think, I haven't got time. Because we do have busy lives. We've got a busy weekend, and it's trying to fit everything in so that I've got time to eat properly, because eating properly for me has to be a priority. It's when I start skipping meals or not having what I really want because I'll settle for a snack because I haven't got time. I mean, lots of us say, I have such a busy life. And we do. You know, life is busy. We cram so much stuff in today. But are we too busy to prioritise our own needs and what will benefit us? And there's no way on this earth I am ever going to grab something for convenience to replace a meal. I'll grab something for convenience like a poke bowl and I'll use it to make a better meal, or rather Joe will, because he does most of the food in this house, I'll be honest. But I won't ever just pick up a meal deal in Tesco or Waitrose or anywhere else, because that for me is not on-plan food. And also, if I grabbed a sandwich, and my choice of sandwich would probably be cheese and onion or ploughman's, if I grabbed that, I don't know how much cheese is in it. I don't know whether it's got butter or mayonnaise in it. I don't want to spend all of my sins for today on a crap sandwich that is going to leave me thinking, why did I do that? I've blown my sins for the day and I didn't enjoy that one bit. I'm not a bread person. I don't think I've eaten any bread in the last year. People at Group love the high fibre wraps, the Slimming World Bee Choices. I haven't tried them because I'm just not a bread person. But I do think it's really important for me to focus on eating the food I love, and everybody's food will be different. You'll love something different to me. But make time to make the food that will keep you on plan. And yes, you're busy. Well, I would say get up earlier, go to bed at a sensible hour. We need rest, we need sleep. Everybody's sleep pattern is different. Some of us will go to bed earlier, some of us will go to bed late. But what's important is that you get enough sleep on your schedule to wake up feeling refreshed and able to go again. This too busy, I'm too busy, I'm too busy. You know, when I look back over my life, and I know I'm old, I get that, and I get very tired of younger people saying they're old. Leanne, did you get that? Joking apart, 41, I'm old. Good God, I'd swap places with you today, Leanne, happily. I wouldn't be able to run your salon though, so your business might go crashing down. But at my age, you know, I am older. In the eyes of the world, 69 isn't young. I feel better today than I did 20 years ago. And I am busy. And I think what helps me is being a very organised person. I don't let things run away with me, and I like getting up early in the morning. But when we say we're busy, are we really busy? Or are we mindlessly scrolling on our phones before we get out of bed? Because I have to watch myself with that. I can be lying in bed and I think, oh, 6:30 has gone. I was getting up at 6:30. It's 20 to 7 now. And I start scrolling on my phone, see who's uploaded on YouTube that I follow. Now, oh, she's uploaded or whatever. And then I have to say to myself, you can watch that when you're having your breakfast. You're not watching it now. What a waste of 20 minutes. Get up, get on. Because I know that once I've watched that video, I could watch another and another. And I can't scroll on Facebook and I can't scroll on Instagram. I know other people get down rabbit holes on those things. I'm glad I can't really, because I could be in bed all day. But if we've got time to scroll on our phones, if we've got time to watch endless YouTube videos, if we've got time to do nothing, or even like for me, I'd say if you've got time to watch the soaps, get a life. Because I am being judgmental, but that's not real life. I want to live my life today. I don't want to live through Emmerdale or I don't even know what soaps are on these days, any of those things, because it's not real life. I want to get involved with things that can improve my life. I want to join things and do things and get to know people and experience things that don't hold me back. So I would say, if you think you're too busy to work this plan, and I hear that so often, I was too busy this week. I didn't stick to the plan this week. I was too busy. let's look at it this way. We all have to eat. If we're too busy, how can we have time to eat the wrong things? Things that won't aid us, things that won't improve our health, things that I just don't get it. I've got to eat anyway. I might as well eat food I love. So, yes, I'm being judgmental. But something I heard a while ago was, sit down over a week or even a couple of days and take a time audit. Just make notes on the note thing on your phone of how much time did you spend today scrolling Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Not contributing, just scrolling, because we can lose hours of our week. Could you have gone out for a walk and got some fresh air? Could you have done something useful? Could you have done some housework and got moving? Could you have spent time with friends? Could you have planned some of your meals? Could you have done your shopping online instead of just scrolling? There's all sorts of options, because I know some weeks, if I took a time audit of my life, I can avoid living just scrolling YouTube. And I'm not living through anybody else on there, because nobody else on there who is doing what I'm doing in the way I'm doing it. Everybody's found their own way. And some of them, yeah, I'll watch it and I'll recognise what they're doing and I'll respect what they're doing. But I won't swap places with them. We're all unique. But don't be too busy to live your life, because look how quickly this year's gone, and it'll keep moving at a pace. So take a time audit and look at what you really spend your time doing. It's useful. It's really useful. Next, Jack.
If I said chapter, would you know what I mean?
Yeah. Another thing I've been looking at probably over the last month is which chapter of my life am I currently writing? Now again, I'm going to refer to age. I'm 69, I'm going to be 70 next year. That closes a whole decade of my life. And if I look back over my life at which chapter I was living in, from birth to 10 years old, well, I don't remember that much of that, to be honest, but I know as a child I was fortunate, a nice family. We lived in a council house. My dad didn't get a car until I was probably 9 years old. We didn't get a colour television until I was 11. But it didn't spoil our lives. We were grateful for what we had, and we had a nice life. Life was different back then. Between being 10 and 20 is when I started having sight problems, about the age of 16. And my life changed dramatically. So I left home when I was 16 and I moved to London, and my life became that of a city person rather than a country girl, and I had to wake up pretty damn quickly. And I had to go away and I had to get myself some good qualifications to be able to make a career for myself. So between 20 and 30, I made a career for myself. I came to Nottingham, I had a good job. Between 30 and 40, I got married. Coming up towards 40, a couple of years before I was 40, I had Joe. Between being 40 and 50, a good life, a good marriage. But what was a common factor through most of those chapters of my life? I fought a battle with my weight. I was always on a diet. And I look back over it and I think, why can I get it now between my 60s and my 70s, but I couldn't get it in those other chapters of my life? And I think I have to say, in all honesty, because I didn't want to. Because I thought that eating and getting the pleasure I got from eating and being able to eat in secret and being able to binge and being able to feel like I was beating somebody or achieving something because nobody knows I'm doing this. Well, did I think I didn't wear it on the outside? Of course I did. And I went to Slimming World in every decade of my life between the age of 20 and today. But I didn't get it. And again, I'll reiterate, it was because I didn't want to. I've learned, and I think this comes up in one of my later headings, I've learnt today to be the change I want to see. I can't go and sit in group and think, she's bigger than me, she's a lot smaller than me, I want to look like her. I can only judge me against me, and that's a freedom. Because I don't want to judge myself against somebody who's heavier than me or somebody who's lighter than me. And the only change I can be is the change that I want to see. And today I want to see it. And today I've learned that discipline is a habit for me. And with good habits and good intentions and being repetitive, my life gets easier and easier. Because I'll make a decision, I'm going to eat these foods and not these foods. And I can leave those things behind or leave them to one side. Because the things I'm eating today, I would not swap. We were driving past the local chip shop yesterday on our way back from Asda. And it was somewhere between 11 and 12:30 in the morning. And the guy came out the chippy apparently, and Joe said, "Ooh, I wonder what he's just got from the chippy." Apparently he'd got like a polystyrene tray. The first thought that went through my mind was, I wouldn't swap that for my lunch. And honestly, I wouldn't. Because I think I heard Lisa say the other day, the thought of all that grease just doesn't do it for me anymore. I feel a freedom today, and I'm going to use that word over and over and over again. I feel a freedom today in the fact that I can choose what I want to eat, and I'm not doing it resentfully. I'm doing it because I want to do it. I'm doing it because I'm enjoying doing it. And for all those previous chapters of my life, all those past decades, I honestly didn't want to do it. And nobody could have made me do it. And I kept thinking, I'll do this for my husband, I'll do this for my mum, I'll do this for my dad, I'll do this for my son, I'll do this because my best friend's doing it. Didn't work. The only reason I've been able to achieve what I've achieved is because I wanted to do it, and I've done it for me. And I'm really comfortable with where I'm at today, with my relationship to food. It's a year today since my best friend died, and I can honestly say, with a smile on my face, thank you to her for making me face up to getting back on plan. Because I haven't had one day of those 365 days where I have eaten emotionally, where I've even thought about eating emotionally. I made a decision, I'm not doing that anymore. It doesn't improve things, it doesn't change things, and it doesn't make me feel better. For me, and I'm only talking about for me, it was always a bloody good excuse. Just like I'm too busy. I could write a book of excuses, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to live every day of my life without needing to make excuses, because I don't need to justify today why I do anything. I'm free to do what I want to do, to live my life, and I don't need to impress anybody anymore. You know, I can go into group, and I got another comment this week about, surely you're nearly at Target. No, I'm not, and I never will be. And that doesn't mean I'm going to keep eating until, this way until I disappear. It means I've got the freedom. I don't need a Target. And I'll talk more about that probably next week. But yeah, be the change that you want to see, and think about which chapter of your life you're in. Do you want it to be different to the last one? Next.
Baubles.
In group we were told this week there's going to be no Slimming World Christmas baubles. Oh, how upsetting. What a farce they were anyway. Did we need a Christmas bauble to write our Christmas wishes on in October, to hang on our Christmas tree? I don't think so, we're grown-ups. And if Slimming World can't afford to give each group X number of baubles, then I feel sorry for them. But I never used, well I did, I think I did. Somebody always used to write on mine, much against my wishes. I never hung it up on my Christmas tree. Can you imagine, you've got a family, your kids, and you're hanging a bauble on your Christmas tree that says, I want to be a stone lighter by Christmas. nothing wrong with wanting to be a stone lighter by Christmas. Could be achieved. We've got, I think, 10 weigh-ins at my group because we weigh in the day before Christmas Eve. But I don't think I need to hang it on my tree. This is a personal journey. I'm not trying to impress anybody else by saying, I don't want to lose a stone by Christmas, by the way. I'm still on my £1.50 a month thing. They're not the things I think are important in Slimming World. What I need in Slimming World is, for God's sake, let's talk about food optimising. And let's stop talking about good food, bad food, on plan, off plan. Let's just get on with food optimising. So I'm not going to miss a bubble this year. And then is it my weigh-in?
Yep.
Went to group on Tuesday, happily, perfectly on plan, perfectly comfortable with my food, had a great week of food. Went to the gym twice. I had to miss one session this week because I wasn't very well. I've had a slight dose of shingles again. And on Monday, was it Monday I missed or was it Sunday?
I think it was Monday.
It was Monday. On Monday we had a lot on anyway, and I had a raging headache and my face hurt and my ear ached and my face still hurt. But I just said I'm not going to the gym today. I've got too much other stuff to do. So I missed Monday. I didn't miss walking, but on Tuesday I didn't walk because I honestly just felt rough. So I've missed one session at the gym and I've missed one walk of about 17,000 steps, but that was after I got weighed, so it didn't really count. But fabulous week on plan, really comfortable with everything I've done. Got on the scales and gained a pound. But I'm learning that that doesn't really matter because it's only 10 seconds of my week when I get on the scales. And it's actually been a good learning curve for me because I've got to learn not to react to that. And I don't react in the way that I don't then say, I need to cut down. I don't cut down. I just keep going. And, you know, we talk about having a target. How many of your friends out there who don't have a weight problem have a target weight stamped on their backside? Normal people, average people, people who are comfortable in their bodies don't need a target. They just live on a daily basis. And that's what I'm trying to achieve, where my weight is not the first thing that I think about when I think, who am I? It doesn't matter. Who am I? Am I fat Jane? Am I blind Jane? No, I'm just Jane. So yeah, a pound on, which now has me at 10 stone 8, comfortable with that. Went into Sweaty Betty this week for the first time ever. That's where my top's from. I never thought I could shop in somewhere like that. And I've been looking for sweatshirts for a while and got a couple in there and really happy with them. My life has changed. We walked past yours yesterday in the Victoria Centre in Nottingham and Joe said, do you want to go into yours? I punched him in the arm and said, you cheeky sod. But that was me. In many decades of my life, it was Evans or yours, that's your choice. I changed that, and anybody can change that. But if you're comfortable with where you're at, you don't need to change. Just do you. Find contentment in yourself. Right, I'm off. Things to do, and I'll see you next weekend. Cheers, have a good one.